Hi. All right, well, I've got about 10 minutes and I've got a question here to answer. This person says, I'm being discharged from the eating disorder unit as I require MBT for my borderline personality disorder. I haven't relied on treatment for my recovery, whatever, but rather received BPD therapy at the unit. I've been reluctant to involve my psych too much. It's better for me. I couldn't deal with having to talk about my eating habits to any great extent as it only fueled my eating disorder. Anyway, they're insisting on weighing me despite having gained a lot of weight, doing well, and no longer being in any medical danger whatsoever. I don't want to know my weight, nor do I want them to know what I weigh. They are concerned that I've been gaining at a too rapid weight and need to know my discharge weight. To me, my weight feels like it should be irrelevant, and all the insistence on their part is making me feel like I should be keeping an eye on my weight as well as give back powers to numbers like my BMI to guide my actions more so than my body. I work so hard, but I'm still in a fragile place, far from trigger-proof, doing a lot worse in terms of my body image and borderline personality. BDD, which borderline, that's not borderline personality. Body dysmorphia. I've been good at not letting that affect my recovery too much, but even having a conversation about my BMI and possible rapid weight gain makes the worst thing, feels like the worst thing possible for me. I need time, but I can't get around bureaucracy. How do I talk to my treatment team about this? Sorry. Any other advice? Well, I'd love to be able to tell your treatment team to go fuck off, honestly. Depends how old you are. If you're old enough to be able to sort of tell them to go, then you could do that. But then that's complicated because it sounds like you need them for other aspects, the borderline personality disorder and things like that. So let's not be too hasty there. I don't know if they can actually force you to be weighed. I don't know. I don't think that they can. I know that doctors can't force you to be weighed. I know it's difficult when you're trying to advocate for yourself and people are saying, oh no, but we really feel that you need to be weighed because we're worried about your rapid weight gain. I mean, Jesus Christ. How does anybody recover from an eating disorder? How is it possible when that is the treatment? When you've got treatment providers going like, oh God, you're gaining weight. Oh God, help, quick, we better weigh you and make sure you haven't gained too much weight. I mean, how the fuck does anybody actually recover? Boggles my mind. Anyway, so there's no easy answer to this question, is it? I'd love to say, just tell them to fuck off. But that's irresponsible because you probably do need those mental health services for other things as well. And yet, why should you have to put up with that? Honestly, why should you have to? It's just so inappropriate. And the most annoying part is that it's just not needed. It sounds like you are doing the work and you are doing well. And then you've got these other idiots that are just, your treatment team is worried about your weight gain and you're in treatment for an eating disorder. It's just, you can't make this shit up. It's a bit like we can't make this shit up that's gone on this year and now you've got people in America that are protesting against a stay-at-home order that's put in place to actually keep them safe. And you just sit here and you think, oh, you can't make this shit up. Anyway, so I hope that answers your question. It doesn't really, does it? All right. Okay, there's a lot of people online. Hello, everyone. How to deal with people comment on your huge amount of food, Britt. This is the same sort of thing, isn't it? It's just, you just have to, I guess, a lot of the time. You just got to write off, like, a lot of the time people are idiots, especially when it comes to food. And it's not necessarily that they're actually idiots, but they just kind of are, because we are taught, our culture is taught, has this unconscious bias that thinner is always better and fatter is always worse and eating less is always better and eating more is always bad. And it's like it's in everybody's subconscious that that's just the way the world is. And so it might not be that people are complete morons, but they're just sort of led down this belief. They've got their, this belief system around we should always be trying to eat as little food as possible, basically. And that's very difficult to deal with when you are trying to recover from restrictive eating disorder. And yes, treatment professionals also have that unconscious bias as well, which is why what we just talked about happens. The only thing that you can do is concentrate on yourself. Concentrate on you. So somebody else says, you're eating too much food, you just go block. You're eating too much food, block. Put up walls. Focus on what you know is true for your body. Know that you're doing the right thing for your body by eating without restriction, and carry on. Priscilla says, how to get over the fear of becoming the old me again if I don't want to be this person, like being really loud, etc. So are you saying that you used to be like kind of like louder when you didn't have an eating disorder? I don't know. I was probably more quiet when I had an eating disorder. I was very much less social. Yeah, I don't know is the answer to that question. Maybe you were loud because you were happier, more confident. Is that a bad thing? Why would you not want to be that? Loud people are great. Zed Fox, can I eat even though I'm honestly weight restored? Unrestricted eating is unconditional. Unrestricted eating is for life. Yes. Lily, when and how did you accept to eat and embrace your hunger? I guess it was around the point when sort of 10 years of restriction just really wasn't working. Wasn't working for me. It'll be like, well, I've tried restriction in every single way possible. I've tried every diet. I've tried doing compulsive movement, and I just guess I'm not happy. I always knew I needed to eat. I just knew deep down. The problem is that I'm not eating. The problem is food, and everything stems from that. And so when you can work out what the problem is, then the solution is right in front of you. And then when you sort of realize what the solution is, well, then there's the choice of, well, if I want my life to not be shit, am I brave enough to follow through with what I know is the solution or not? Luckily for me, it turns out I was. Oh, I've lost my place. Sorry. Okay. Matthew Watking. I'm an 18-year-old boy and I'm pursuing an acting career and it's going pretty well. Good for you. I'm already 2 months into recovery after 6 years of anorexia, but last week a modelling agency reached out to me. Oh, where did Matthew go? I didn't see the last bit. Knowing how important looks are, what should I prioritize? Should I prioritize recovery or my dream future, knowing how important looks are in the industry? Well, you have to prioritize recovery, because unless you do, just everything goes to shit, and you won't be. It's very difficult to be very good at anything when you're in malnutrition. And so we just tend not to be able to make very good decisions. We tend not to be able to focus very well. If we can focus very well. So some people do actually have good focus when they have an eating disorder, but your priorities are just shit. And the types of decisions like you made, like I said, decision making leads you to just do a worse job at things than you would normally do. So, for example, with me, yeah, maybe I had a good job when I had my eating disorder. I didn't, but say, for example, if I did, but I'd make stupid decisions. Like, say, if I had a really important work meeting at 8 a.m. I don't know, for you it might be a casting call or something like that. I'd make a really stupid decision that I'd get up at, 4 a.m. in the morning and go for a run, and then I wouldn't eat anything. And, that would be, my brain would sort of be like, but this will make you more focused for your interview. It didn't. Like, how can sleep deprivation and then exhaustion without food make anybody more focused? We think we are, and that's the problem. I thought I was, but I wasn't. And it's no wonder I didn't ever get any good jobs when I had an eating disorder, because I just made stupid decisions, did stupid stuff, and wasn't completely there. And now it turns out, like, since I've not had an eating disorder, I've certainly got more jobs. More job interviews I've gone through, I actually got the job. It's probably because I can just think rationally and not turn up completely depleted and exhausted. Who would have thought? But anyway, Matthew, you need to prioritize recovery, because otherwise your dream future, I promise you, it won't happen. It won't happen the way you think it will anyway. Your eating disorder will always fuck up everything eventually. If it doesn't do it right now, it's going to do it further along the line. So by prioritizing recovery, get that done and then go into your acting career. I mean, it's not like if you're a good-looking guy and you're going acting, it's not like recovery's going to make you any worse looking. So just don't let those sorts of thoughts make your brain assume truths about recovery that may not be true. I mean, my brain did the similar sort of thing, even though I hated being thin, but just everything's better when you don't have an eating disorder. So it doesn't matter what the industry is. It doesn't matter if you're in modeling or acting or, I don't know, computer science. You're going to do it better without an eating disorder than with. And regardless of what the industry is, your eating disorder will try and convince you that you actually do it better with an eating disorder. And deep down, you know that that's not true, but it still brings doubt into your mind, doesn't it? Which is why you're asking the question. Matthew, you know the answer. You absolutely won't know what I'm going to say about this. I'm not going to sit there and go like, acting, yeah. You should just carry on starving yourself. Just keep it up. No, I wasn't going to say that. You knew I wasn't going to say that, because that's why you asked the question, because you knew I wasn't going to say that. You just wanted me to say it. So I think that the bigger problem here, Matthew, is that you're not giving yourself permission to do things that you know that you need to do. Because you know that you need to prioritize your recovery. You didn't need me to tell you that. You already knew it. So let's bypass me as the middleman and go straight to you being able to make the decisions, or give yourself permission to make the decisions that you need to make in recovery. And that's not just going for Matthew. It's probably going for all of you on here, because I bet most of you know what I'm going to say. You already know the answer. You're just wanting permission for stuff. So the bypass, and I'm putting myself out of a job here, but I just want people to get better. So the bypass is going to be giving yourself permission to do the thing that you need to do in order to recover. And I've got to go now. Pleasure talking to you. Bye.